The Lakers get the win over the Heat. They outscore the Miami Heat 63-42. They tightened up their defense in the second half, outscored them in the second half by 21. Tightened up their defense, 3 players over 20, 6 in double figures, and they turned 20 Heat turnovers into 35 points. Big game.
Yeah, I thought the defense in the fourth quarter was better than it's been in a while. And the offense, you know, was the recipient of that good defense. So good closeout, some good decisions and down the stretch. You know, Miami without Butler, you know, they're still a good team. But I thought overall the Lakers, you know, had 33 assists tonight. I mean, the ball was moving around. I believe Robert chose Rui tonight. I'm not sure, but Rui. Oh, that was you. I'm sorry. X Factor. but I thought, you know, with the 33 assists, everybody got a good touch to fill the ball. And, you know, Max, I thought, played a good game. And the Lakers, you know, the starters, you know, all the starters, double figures, I thought, and the bench did well. So
yeah, Gabe with 14.
Good, good overall team.
Yeah, 23 points off the turnovers, not 35.
Oh. Points is points.
You got my.
I got you. I got the gist. You know, my pick though, he must have heard me because I was when I said something earlier, I was really directing it towards him, meaning Austin.
Yes.
I wanted him to be more of a facilitator instead of a scorer. 14 and 14 tonight, 14 points, 14 assists, 14 assists, and that's what you need. I think sometimes you get up when we hear this thing. Well, the Lakers need this third option. You don't have to be a third option in this system. That, to me, that's the most ridiculous thing ever because you got some night RH is going to be. You got some nights like Gabe came out the vent. And you got, you know, everybody can step up. So you don't have to put that pressure on yourself. If you're a facilitator like he was tonight, good things can happen. And I really thought he took over the game, the Lakers took over the game when Miami tried to junk up the game by throwing that zone. That's their bread and butter. That's how they get a lot of people because most NBA players don't know how to play against the zone. They hadn't done it since, you know, high school. Because all of them skipped college now. So, you know, you don't know how to beat it, but they were moving the ball. They got it inside, and I just love the way they attacked that zone and what AR was facilitating tonight.
Brez, we'll pat you on the back as well because you picked Gabe, but first we got to go downtown. LeBron James is with Mike Trudell.
LeBron, we just saw you go share a special moment with a little girl on the side. I know you got a little girl of your own, but that's got to be an important moment for you over there to make somebody's night like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw it at halftime. Family friends sent the clip and was like, man, I didn't know you had this type of impact on people. So, you know, I made sure I acknowledged her in the second half. And I mean, when you got people like that cheering you on, that brings a little bit more excitement. So she's a wonderful little girl. She's over there climbing around right now. It was special for me and very humbling that I have that type of impact on people.
Yeah, no doubt, especially just thinking about what a tough week plus it's been here in Los Angeles, trying to find ways to bring people together like that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I haven't spoke since the tragedies has affected the Palisades and the greater areas of Los Angeles and all around. So my condolences, my heartfelt, my prayers, my sincerity goes to every family, either lost loved ones, lost properties, lost anything that had so much meaning to them. It's been a hell of a week for us here in LA, but we got to stick together, and we know how to bond together. You know, we apologize for the other night. We didn't give it what we had against San Antonio. The Rams did their job, and then you know, hopefully we was able to bring a little excitement to the households wherever you are. You know, to the families that's been affected by this tragedy. But our hearts are with them.
No doubt about it. And with that said, LeBron, you still have to find a way to turn your attention to the game, which you certainly did in the fourth quarter. Scored 7 straight points, and then kind of finding Rui for cuts every other second. What did you do in the fourth to kind of get this one done?
You know, we've been in a lot of close games this year, but more importantly, like some of these games we've been letting slip away. And, you know, I had an opportunity to kind of put my footprint in the game. I was kind of playing an overall game throughout the first 3 quarters, but I felt like my scoring was needed in the fourth quarter in order for us to overcome such a tough Miami team. They do a good job of making you stagnant with their zone, making you second-guess yourself at times, but you just got to be aggressive, and I think we all did that in the fourth quarter.
All right, we appreciate the time, LeBron. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, LA.
And LeBron James telling Mike Trudell he hasn't spoken since the tragic fires here in Los Angeles. Gave a shout out to the Rams for getting it done on Monday night, and LeBron getting it done tonight against his former team, Miami. And a great moment he had with some fans right there. And Brez, I'll let you jump in because you haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah, look, the Lakers needed defense. We talked about it before the game. They got it in the second half, allowing only 42 for them. They also needed scoring from unlikely sources. That hasn't been happening lately. You get 14 from Gabe Vincent. You get 23 from Rui. Probably Rui's best game of the year, one of his best games ever as a Laker. So I really like what those two guys did tonight. And of course, you got LeBron fourth quarter, closing with those 7 points in the last couple minutes. So a lot to like if you're the Lakers. And Geet, we've been talking about this. You got to put these teams away that are A, not good, or B, not healthy. Failed to do it last week in Dallas. No Kyrie and no Luka. Lakers lost, embarrassingly. Tonight, though, another chance to do it, and they did it. They put these guys away. It wasn't easy. As LeBron said, we've had a lot of close games, but they salted away the win. Now you got Brooklyn coming up in a couple days. You got 2 games against Washington this month. Got a game against Charlotte. These are 4 teams that you should get wins against.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but they need to close this month out in a good way.
Yeah, the Lakers had been through a lot, just like the city of Los Angeles. You think back to that Dallas game, that's the night of the fires when you guys flew in, but they had a rough second half. And then I'm going to show you this. I mean, Monday's second half, we talked a lot about it in the pregame show. It was just simply their worst half of basketball of the year.
Yeah, defense was, key because Tyler Hero, who had 34 points tonight, was 5 for 5 from 3, and he only ended up making 2 more. When usually a guy is that hot, he probably hit 5 more threes in the second half. So they locked in, and they locked in not just on Hero, but everyone. Bam didn't really have
real
a
quiet
good
night
game.
for Bam.
Yeah, he had. It was one of those times where it's almost like you said it. They did the reverse of what happened, and they said, you know what, we need to flip the switch. We're not playing well. We're not playing aggressive defensively. We fell on assignments, and I really like how when they came off the pick and roll, how aggressive the Lakers were. The bigs were up. Not usually laying back saying, what are you going to do? Because they know this is a 3-point game. Everybody's going to shoot threes now. So they got up. And you think about it, our bigs can play guards. So when they switched, it was very inspirational that the bigs were able to stay in front of the guards. They got rebounds, and they was off to the races.
Yeah, there's some people on this Miami team. There's some good young players. Ware, big shot blocker, he'll get in your way. Jovic, bunch of assists tonight. The Lakers had to come to play. First half, they didn't. It's like, okay, what's happening here? Third quarter, not great. Bottom line, though, good, very good in the fourth quarter. Really pulled away, Geet. They need this momentum. They need something good to happen. They've had so many bad things happen over the last week and a half. LeBron, as he said, James, I mean, it's been a tough time for the city. You got the Rams win the other night, and now you got the Laker win that we didn't get the other night. Rob, you gave him a pass after that tough second half against the Spurs. A lot going on mentally for everyone in LA, including this Laker team. But no pass needed tonight. They closed the deal. Good job.
Before we get to LeBron, I just want to say props to what Shaq used to call the others. 23 for Rui, 14 for Austin, 16 for Max, and 14 for Gabe. Huge performances and needed in this win. But we will talk LeBron. Big game. He had mentioned to Mike that this is the first time, he spoke. He was magnificent in that fourth quarter with those 3 straight buckets. And that's kind of what we've been used to with LeBron. But it was a kind of a vintage LeBron against his former team.
I
It was needed.
Yeah, of course it needed. I think we've come accustomed to, just knowing that he could do that.
I ain't seen that since rookie LeBron. And
then the fadeaway.
Exactly. And for me, is when he's rolling, he wants the ball. And you really can't stop him, no matter how tall you are, how small you are, how strong you are.
And the Lakers need to put these games away. And they did. So good for them. They got the stretch here, Geet. Not going to get too excited. Can't do it. Remember last year in January, a lot of easy games on the schedule, a lot of winnable games, a lot of should-win games. Didn't happen. I just triggered Rob by saying winnable. Sorry about that. You're over that now, aren't you?
I'm over it. Because everybody in America knows you the jinx.
Oh, dude. How dare you?
That was hard. With 23, he leads the way for the Lakers, 9 of 15. Anthony Davis with 22, LeBron with 22. Lakers get 60 points in the paint. Let's hear from J.J. Redick. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
JJ, what did you feel like changed the most in that second half? Not just defensively, but just energy and the whole thing.
There was nothing we changed schematically. I implored our team to talk more. and play harder. And I thought we did that. There were stretches, don't get me wrong, there were stretches of the first half where we played hard and they made shots and all that. But, you know, we talk about this all the time. The NBA is it's very different than it was 5 years ago. It's much different than it was 10 years ago. The requirement to win a basketball game is enormous against anybody in this league. And it starts with playing hard and being connected and talking. And I thought we did a great job. And it's small stuff. You know, Jackson played 14 minutes, his best he's played since he got back from injury. And he was great with his talk. LeBron, AD, AR, those guys led tonight. All three of them were very vocal. You know, we showed a really high level of resolve that we've had at times. We can point to games where we get down and teams are making shots, and I thought we created really good looks from the zone when they went to the zone in the second quarter. They didn't go down. We trusted the process, and we made shots in the second half, but it was really our defense that allowed us to get back into the game and ultimately win.
Jovic had that three in the corner, and then out of a timeout, I think LeBron scored 7 straight. Had a couple passes to Rui backdoor. What did you see from him in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just his comfort level closing a basketball game is obviously very high, and they ended up going man finally. After that first bucket against the zone, they finally got out of the zone and they went man, and you know, we got to his spots. One out of pick and roll, one out of that left post. But you know, again, he scored, and it was great. But we got stops, and we were able to take that from 108, 106, all the way up to whatever it ended up being, 9. So the defense was everything tonight.
The loss you guys had in Miami in December, Hero went for 30+. And
I didn't bring it up, Dave.
He got super hot in the third quarter of that game, and then it extended to the start of this game. Just him as a player. Can you speak on the challenge that he presents, and then what was lacking, and how were you able to turn that nozzle off in the second half?
Yeah. First of all, saw a recent press conference from Spo where he described him as a player, and he made a reference. You know, he reminds me of a certain other player. I'm just saying, and we all, you know, we recognize he was talking about Steph. And I told our team, and Bo told our team in the scout at the pregame meeting, you got to treat this guy like Steph Curry. That's how he's playing right now. Yeah, he's playing at such a high level. And the threes and the volume and the efficiency has just completely changed him as a player, and he's become just a real offensive weapon. And that first half, you know, he hit 2 threes in transition. So, you know, we didn't do a great job on one of them of getting matched up, and he's got 4-point line range and bangs one there. He made some shots in the second half. You know, there was a step-back 3 from the left slot off a baseline out of bounds. He curled around and hit it tough, too. Like, he made contested shots in the second half. But, you know, I think our physicality, there was a few plays where off ball we just got into him and denied him on a top block. And, you know, just not having him then involved in the play helps our defense.
JJ, there was a sequence. You guys were already making your run at this point, but there was a sequence where.
And to be clear, because I know how this works, okay, Steph Curry to me is clearly one of the greatest players of all time. I'm not saying Tyler Hero is Steph Curry. What I'm saying is Tyler Hero plays a lot like a young Steph Curry. Okay.
AD went for
it came down.
22 and 11 in the win. Let's go inside the Laker locker room. He's with Allie.
As a whole, offensively and defensively, what made the biggest difference in the second half?
Just play harder. I think defensively we were just disruptive. You know, obviously Tyler Hero got away from us, but you know, I think guys took pride in the defensive side of the ball. Austin Max especially, gave us all our guards. But, I think we just came out in the second half, just played harder. Getting the loose balls, the 50-50 balls we were getting, holding in one shot. And then us, getting stops just, let us get out and run. And they couldn't set up that zone, which is kind of making us a little stagnant. So, in order to combat, the zone that they were playing, you just get stops. And then now they don't have a chance to get into it. So we just was able to get stops in the second half.
Throughout the course of the season, whether it be in good moments or sometimes not so good moments, we often have heard the word connected with this group. When it comes to making that consistent, what's required of you guys?
Just always being together. I mean, no matter if we're up, we're down. We can't be front runners, And when we're up, that's when we're connected. Even when we're down, that's when we have to be the most connected. And I think tonight, even in that second quarter, when they went on their run, we were still able to just be connected. Came into halftime, made adjustments, and just stayed together. And was was able to go out in the second half and get stops. And just stay on the string. So no matter if we're up or down, just got to be together and just always believe that we can win the basketball game.
JJ told us that part of his message to you guys in the morning meeting was that leadership can come in a lot of different ways. It's not just being vocal about it. And he needed it from everyone in the locker room. He said tonight you diving on the floor for a loose ball was an example of the type of thing he was saying. How did that message land from your perspective? And was it a message that was kind of needed at this stage of the season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the two main guys being Bron, but, leadership in different ways from everybody. It doesn't always have to be vocal. Like you said, some guys aren't vocal. Bron is probably more vocal than, anybody as far as the leadership standpoint. And, you go out there and, by doing your job, like you said, diving on the floor, if you're a shooter, shoot the ball, make the shots. Obviously rebounds, like whatever it is required for you to do for us to get a win, just do it. And that's how guys outside of me and Bron can lead, and them guys also have more than enough right to say what they have to say as well. It goes back to being connected. So I think everybody in the locker room just needed that. The coaching staff also told us that they can be better in that department. So we all just just wanted to show that we are connected and anybody can lead.
Did you feel like you guys improved in terms of attacking the zone throughout the course of the game?
Obviously making shots helps with them getting out of the zone, but just getting to our plays, the proper spacing. And anytime the ball got middle, we was able to make some good reads, whether it's for layups and dunks or kick out threes. So, but I think it wasn't even, when they were in the zone, us coming down, it was us about getting stops where they couldn't even get back in the zone because, it was making us a little stagnant and shooting a shot that we probably didn't want to take. That's what the zone, is used for. So, to combat that, like I said, we were able to get stops and get out and run. Now they can't really get into the zone.
You get in the shower.
I want to talk, so when I get out, I can just get out and go.
Are you done?
I don't want to stop.
I hope so.
All right.
Thanks, Eddie.
I want the Oreo milk.
What stood out to you most about the second half and just the adjustments you guys were able to make?
Just played a little bit harder. Anytime you play the Miami Heat, one thing about them, they're not going to beat themselves. They're going to play hard, and if you don't match their intensity, then they're going to beat you. And I thought in the second half, we matched their intensity. We exceeded it, what we did in the first half, and that helped us result in playing some good basketball and winning the game.
LeBron, it's been a hell of a week here. What was your experience through this past week? And we saw you had LAFT on your shoes the other night. Just kind of what's it been like seeing the city go through this?
Obviously, there's been a lot of emotions. I have a couple of dear friends that lost their homes in the Palisades. And obviously, My heart goes out to all the other families all across not only the Palisades but all across LA County and all the surrounding areas because of the fire and things of that nature. So it's been a lot of emotions. Kind of been off personally. I've been off personally. My family, we've been evacuated since Thursday night, so I've been in a hotel since pretty much when we got back from Dallas. Just figuring it out, but staying strong for one another. Obviously, that's most important. And the friends that our friends that lost their home, just being there for them. It's very challenging, especially when you got kids and you lose your home and all their belongings, and my friend got wives and things. That's a lot to just try to even wrap your head around it. So I am very happy that my family is safe. My wife and my 3 kids and my mom, she's been here. Everyone's safe, but it's just been off. It's been completely off for obvious reasons, but I guess hopefully things are contained or continue to be contained, and hopefully at some point we can start to push forward and move forward and kind of put it behind us where we can continue, rebuild our city, rebuild this beautiful city and things of that nature. But yeah.
When you were evacuated in 2019, you went to 4 different hotels at 3 in the morning before you found one. This time around, what was your family's experience like?
Well, we had that experience, so we was able to lean on that a little bit. The difference between 19 and today, the one in 19, it was in the middle of the night, so we had to get going right away. We had a little bit more time before we had to evacuate, so we were able to get some things, get some belongings, or whatever the case may be, some things that meant things to us. But our home is definitely have not been touched since the moment we left, and but it's still standing, and we're grateful for that. We hopefully it continues to stand, and just waiting patiently. When we'll be granted to possibly go back to it and be at one again under our home, and to think of that, to know that families have lost their home where they don't even have that privilege is just mind blowing to me. Because of the fires and things of that nature. So we're grateful, super grateful, but still just like thinking about all the families that had to go through, the things that we had to go through over the last, I guess, what was it, week? Mm-hmm. Seems like so much longer than a week, but yeah, a week.
LeBron, at some point, fortunately, if you guys are able to, you'll get back to your home. JJ told us pregame that his family may have arranged to be able to get out of their hotel and get into a home. There'll be steps to move forward, but it's still going to exist. Like, this is something the city is going to be dealing with for weeks, months, if not years.
Yeah, for sure.
How can you guys as a team do the best job to kind of bunker down and focus on basketball while also be an example for the community?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely our job to know that, we still have a job to do, and we have to focus on our job, but also still being human beings and understanding that what real life is all about too. But I hope that by us going out on the floor and us playing the way we played tonight, not the way we played against San Antonio, but the way we played tonight, and hopefully in the next few months or whatever it is, years until the city is back up, that we as a Lakers franchise and the players that's going to be playing for the Lakers, give a sense of hope and pride and excitement and things of that nature. Sports has always given people an opportunity to kind of just like temporarily forget about whatever they may have been going through, us being such a big part of the LA community, along with a lot of other sports teams, but we know how important the Lakers is to the community. Hopefully we can provide that for a lot of families.
Kind of off that same note of joy and hope, there's this clip of the little girl that saw you tonight going absolutely crazy. And I guess I'm just wondering what it means to you or what you think about the effect you have on kids. Like, you're literally a formative part of their childhood.
Family friends sent me the clip at halftime. And thank goodness that I actually looked at my phone at halftime, or I wouldn't have even seen the reaction when I waved to her in the first half. I waved to her and then I got back to play. So to have that type of connection with someone where they can have that type of reaction, I think that's what it's all about, and I've always tried to be a role model and someone that kids can look up to me, men, women, whatever the case may be, and try to make them proud and want to, come see me play. Or if they're not able to see me play, hopefully some of the things that I do off the floor continue to inspire them. But that was a super dope moment. I have a little girl myself back home, so I made sure that I went over and chopped it up with her after the game, gave her one of my I Promise bands, took a picture with her. I believe that was her sister as well. I'm not sure, but could be her sister, friend, whatever. Took a picture with them, and I think it'd be something that hopefully she would never forget. And I'm happy to be a part of her life now in that small little moment, but such a bigger moment. So, and hopefully she brags about it in school. I hope so. Yeah, she got the upper hand on all her classmates that might have said some bad things about her in the past. Now, so all right, appreciate it.
Thanks, Bron.
A season high 14 points for Gabe Vincent. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, Gabe, JJ was talking about your connectivity as a group and how important that is, and the kind of the communication. What did you take out of him challenging you guys at halftime, as he told us, and how did you feel like that impacted things, if at all, in the second half?
I think it was just the message we needed, and I think most importantly, it got through to the group, and most importantly, we responded in the way that we needed to, and played more capable to what we played more like we're capable of. We were playing a little bit beneath ourselves, giving them too many easy opportunities, so we cleaned some things up.
I asked JJ about a sequence where AD dove on the floor. You guys were already starting to make a run. AD dove on the floor, led to the LeBron three that cut to one in the third quarter. He mentioned that this more he challenged the leadership from the team. When it's a player like AD making that kind of play, first off, what did the JJ challenging leadership, how did that come off, and I guess what does that play kind of do for you guys when you've seen AD make that sort of play?
Yeah, I think there was a number of inspiring plays tonight that led to runs or gave us a little life as they started to make a run. But anytime one of your top two players, top three players, best player is diving on the floor for a loose ball, that gives everybody a little life. That got the bench a little more excited. That gives us a little more energy, and we fed off all that.
Gabe, you had one of your better nights. You were consistently helping the team, scoring from the bench, had 14 points. But throughout that, there were moments where the team was, struggling and the deficit was growing larger and larger. At what point do you feel like there was a shift and the control kind of felt like it was leaning in your favor?
I think it's just when we buckled in on defense. I think we were able to create easier opportunities for us, whether it was in transition or just secondary offense. But when we're giving up basket after basket, it puts a little too much pressure on us offensively, I think. And then you can kind of just dig yourself a hole.